Stop. Put that mug down. If you are drinking coffee within the first hour of waking up, you are not just waking yourself up, you are literally shrinking your gray matter. You are aging your brain 10 years faster than nature intended. I know it's a ritual. I know you love the smell. I know you feel like you can't function without it. But your body is screaming for help. When you pour that black liquid into your system immediately after opening your eyes, you aren't giving your body energy. You are borrowing it from tomorrow. And you are paying a very high interest rate. You are triggering a chemical cascade that increases anxiety, destroys your focus, and physically alters the structure of your brain over time. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what is happening inside your skull right now. Why that afternoon crash is actually your fault. And the simple 90-minute rule that will save your memory, protect your neurons, and give you the real sustained energy you deserve. I'm Dr. Alan Mandel, and I want you to pay close attention because this one simple change can transform your entire life. Let me explain what's happening inside your body the moment you wake up. You see, when you sleep, your body is working hard. It's repairing cells. It's filtering toxins. And you are breathing out moisture all night long. Most people lose about 1 liter of water while they sleep. That means when your alarm goes off, you are waking up in a state of dehydration. Now, think about your brain. Your brain is approximately 75% to 80% water. It has the consistency of soft gelatin. When you are dehydrated, your brain tissue actually loses volume. It shrinks. It pulls away from the skull. This puts traction on the meninges, the protective layers around the brain, which can cause headaches and brain fog. So here you are, dehydrated, with a brain that is literally thirsting for hydration. And what do? You reach for coffee. Coffee is a diuretic. It forces your kidneys to flush out sodium and water. So you are taking a dehydrated brain and you are dehydrating it further. Imagine a grape. That's a healthy, hydrated brain cell. Now imagine a raisin. That is a dehydrated brain cell. A raisin cannot transport nutrients effectively. A raisin cannot clear out toxins effectively. When you hit a dehydrated brain with caffeine, you are forcing it to work at maximum capacity while it is starving for the one thing it needs most, water. This chronic dehydration leads to premature aging of the brain tissue. It makes it harder to learn, harder to remember names, and harder to focus. But that's only half the problem. The second issue is something called the Cortisol Awakening Response. Your body is a miracle of timing. It has an internal clock called the circadian rhythm. When you open your eyes in the morning, your body naturally releases a surge of cortisol. Now, we often think of cortisol as the stress hormone, and it is. But in the morning, it's a good thing. It's your body's natural coffee. It increases your blood pressure slightly, it makes you alert, and it tells your system, okay, it's time to face the day. This cortisol spike usually peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up. Now, here is the danger. Caffeine also stimulates cortisol production. If you drink coffee while your cortisol is naturally spiking, you are throwing gasoline on a fire. You are taking a natural wake-up signal and turning it into a fight or flight panic signal. Your heart races, your hands might get a little clammy. You feel that jittery energy. That is not focus, that is stress. When you constantly spike your cortisol this high every single morning, you create a state of chronic inflammation in the body. And we know from countless medical studies that inflammation is the root of almost every disease, including Alzheimer's and dementia. High cortisol levels are toxic to the hippocampus. That's the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. So, by drinking coffee too early, you aren't just stressing your heart, you are literally attacking your memory center. Have you ever noticed that you feel great at 8 a.m., but by 2 p.m., you can barely keep your eyes open? You need that second or third cup just to function? That is the caffeine trap. and it happens because of a molecule called adenosine. Adenosine is a chemical that builds up in your brain throughout the day. It's what makes you feel tired. When you sleep, adenosine is cleared away. But when you wake up, there is still a little bit of sleepiness left in the system that needs to clear out naturally. Caffeine works by blocking the adenosine receptors. It doesn't get rid of the tiredness. It just parks a car in the parking spot so the tiredness can't park there. It masks the fatigue. But while the caffeine is blocking those receptors, the adenosine keeps building up behind the dam. If you drink coffee immediately, you never let your body naturally clear out that morning grogginess. Then, when the caffeine wears off around 1 or 2 p.m., the dam breaks. All that built up adenosine floods your brain at once. That is the crash. And what do? You drink more coffee, which disrupts your sleep that night, which makes you wake up more tired, which makes you drink more coffee. It is a vicious cycle that is aging your brain and exhausting your adrenal glands. And there is one more thing that most people don't know. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It constricts or narrows your blood vessels. Studies have shown that caffeine can reduce cerebral blood flow to the brain by up to 25%. Think about that. You wake up, your brain is dehydrated, and then you drink a substance that clamps down the blood vessels, reducing the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your brain cells. It's like trying to run a marathon while breathing through a straw. Over years and decades, this lack of optimal blood flow contributes to the cognitive decline we see in aging. So, am I telling you to quit coffee? Absolutely not. I love coffee. Coffee is packed with antioxidants. It has polyphenols that are great for the liver and great for the brain, if and only if you use it correctly. I want to give you the protocol that will change everything. This is how you turn your morning coffee from a brain-aging poison into a brain-boosting superfood. It's simple and it works. Step number 1 is the hydration flush. Before you touch a drop of caffeine, I want you to drink at least 16 ounces. That's 2 big glasses of warm water. Why warm water? Because it's easier for your body to absorb and it doesn't shock your digestive system. When you drink this water first, you are reinflating those brain cells. You are giving your brain the fluid it needs to create neurotransmitters, to fire electrical signals, and to flush out the metabolic waste that built up while you were sleeping. You will be amazed at how much more awake you feel just by drinking water. Often, what we think is fatigue is actually just dehydration. Step number 2 is the 90-minute rule. This is the most important part, and it requires a little bit of discipline, but the payoff is huge. I want you to wait at least 90 minutes after waking up before you have your first cup of coffee. Why 90 minutes? Because you need to let your body's natural cortisol awakening response peak and start to come down. You want to ride the wave, not crash into it. By waiting 90 minutes, you allow your natural hormones to wake you up. You allow that residual adenosine to clear out of your system naturally. Then, when you introduce the caffeine, you aren't fighting your body's chemistry. You are enhancing it. You won't get the jitters. You won't get the anxiety. And most importantly, you won't get that 2 p.m. crash. You will have smooth, sustained focus that lasts all day long. Step number 3 is the brain fuel upgrade. If you really want to protect your brain, stop putting sugar and artificial creamers in your coffee. Those create inflammation and spike your insulin, which leads to brain fog. Instead, I want you to try adding a healthy fat. Put a teaspoon of MCT oil or raw coconut oil in your coffee. When you mix caffeine with a healthy fat, 2 amazing things happen. First, the fat slows down the absorption of the caffeine. So instead of a sharp spike and drop, you get a gentle curve of energy. Second, MCT oil converts into ketones. Ketones are a super fuel for your brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier instantly and turn the lights on. I also want you to sprinkle in a little bit of Ceylon cinnamon, just a pinch. Cinnamon is a powerful antioxidant that helps stabilize your blood sugar so you don't get those hunger cravings mid-morning. Now, some of you might be asking, Dr. Mandel, what if I work out in the morning? Can I have my coffee then? If you are doing a heavy workout, that is the one exception where having caffeine earlier can be okay, because you are going to burn off that cortisol and adrenaline through exercise. But for most people who wake up, sit in a car, and sit at a desk, you must wait. I want you to try this starting tomorrow morning. Wake up, drink your 16 ounces of warm water, move your body a little bit, stretch, let the light hit your eyes, wait those 90 minutes, and then enjoy your coffee. When you do this, you will notice something incredible. The cloud will lift. You won't feel that underlying hum of anxiety. You will remember where you put your keys. You will have laser focus at work. You are protecting your hippocampus. You are preserving your brain volume, and you are taking control of your aging process. Your brain is the most complex, beautiful machine in the universe. Don't run it without oil. Don't overheat the engine. Treat it with respect. Give this a try for just 3 days. I promise you, you will feel the difference. And please, share this video with your friends and family. So many people are struggling with anxiety and exhaustion, and they have no idea it's their morning cup that's doing it. You can help them change their health. I hope this brings you great health and happiness. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next video. God bless you.